It's hard to really care anymore about Jeffrey Epstein because I feel like we've been lied to so much and so aggressively at this point that you just don't know what's real. And you just assume the worst actors are now manipulating what we do know or don't know against us. It's all become horribly political and toxic. And so I got to be a really high threshold, frankly, for us to want to record anything about Jeffrey Epstein. It's like total and complete saturation, and it's kind of embarrassing. And here's his suicide note. Oh, cool. It's great that he's been dead for close to a decade now, and you're just now releasing this as 2026. Why are we just now getting the suicide note? Wouldn't the suicide note be prescient in a court of public opinion? Like, wouldn't this be something that we're entitled to in this murder suicide statecraft story? No, of course not. But here you go, dangle something in front of us. Okay, in case you're wondering, I'm skeptical about all of this, but here we are. Jeffrey Epstein scrawled suicide note, finally released. No fun, not worth it. So they're saying that this is Jeffrey Epstein's suicide note. All right. Suicide note allegedly written by Jeffrey Epstein has been released after being sealed for years. The note reads, "They're investigating me for months, found nothing. It's a treat being able to choose one's time to say goodbye. What you want me to do? Bust out crying?" It concludes with "no fun," with those words being underlined. Not worth it. The note was found after the pedophile financier was found in a strip of cloth around his neck in July 2019. But he survived that suicide attempt. So this is the first suicide attempt that got him put on suicide watch. How well did that work out, by the way? That prevented him from committing suicide. Remember, they still have never found the noose. They never told us what the noose is or what the murder weapon or instrument was at all. The note was found after the pedophile financier was a month later. Epstein killed himself inside of the Metropolitan Correction Center at the age of 66. Well, nobody knows that. The note was made public on Wednesday after the New York Times petitioned the court to unseal it. It's Jeffrey Epstein, and this is the note. So a couple things that you can see here that doesn't really make a lot of sense is, one, the random scrawl, and then the way that it's written just doesn't sound like him. I mean, I've read hundreds, if not thousands, of Jeffrey Epstein emails on this channel, and none of this sounds like him at all. Doesn't sound like the emails, that's for sure. Oh, so so they're investigating me for nothing. 10-year-old charges. And it's good to be able to choose one's way to say goodbye. Okay, what you want me to do? Go out crying? Epstein's cellmate, Nicholas Targlione, found the note after a failed attempt, and it ended up being part of his own criminal case. In an interview with the outlet, Targlione said that the note was found tucked inside of a graphic novel after Epstein was moved to a different part of the jail. He then handed it over to his lawyers. There's no mention of the note as part of the official investigation into Epstein's death. A chronology which mentioned the existence of the note was found inside of the Epstein files during its journey after being passed around numerous lawyers. The file said that Targlione's lawyers managed to authenticate the note, but the explanation was not how it was revealed. They had to be sued effectively. So what? Why keep it hidden for so long? If this is the actual suicide note, if this reveals his state, so let's take this at face value, that Jeffrey Epstein is admitting that he is going to kill himself, that he's choosing the time of his departure from this earth. Why keep it hidden? Doesn't this help your case? Isn't your case that he killed himself and that the government didn't kill him, even though he was locked up inside of a cell with no instrument that could actually kill him at all, and his cell looked like this? Why would he have so many linens in his cell? Exactly. These are 4-foot cells. And these ceilings are designed, all of this is designed so that nobody could ever hurt themselves or harm themselves. Why is the footage deleted? Why is the evidence manipulated? I don't buy any of it. Why were the guards paid off? Why were the guards Googling Jeffrey Epstein right before he was discovered? None of it makes any sense. The only logical explanation to any of this, there's so much more going on, and that powerful people wanted Jeffrey Epstein dead. Following the release of more than 3 million documents related to the sex offender by the DOJ, more questions have been raised about the nature of his death. Earlier, never before seen footage revealed the moment the prison guards found the pedophile's corpse. The video shows the guards approaching the desk, Epstein's cell. Seconds later, the guard makes his way to the cell. A minute after this, the guard can be seen moving back and forth between the security desk, joined by 2 others. There's also missing minutes of the tape. Clearly, there's action going up and down the stairs in Jeffrey Epstein's cell. Tier block. They said nobody went in and out. They lied. The Inspector General of the FBI and the Inspector General of the DOJ confirm that somebody is entering the cell block. But they expect us to believe that this is the time to say goodbye, Jeffrey Epstein. Note. Okay. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. And what do you think? Why would they seal it? So 16-year-old charges, results. It's a treat to be able to choose one's time to say goodbye. Bust out crying? No fun, not worth it. Again, it just, having read decades of the guy's emails, it doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't sound like him. It doesn't even look like his writing. But I don't know. What are people saying? Federal judge ordered the unsealing. According to the court docs, cellmate said he discovered it. Federal judge has released the note. What do you think? What do you think? Right at like peak, right at the peak when everybody says that there's no, that there's no truth to any of this and that everyone is lying to us. They release this piece of evidence that says, "Oh, don't you worry, I killed myself. Don't you worry, it was me the whole time." Seems a little convenient,
Fox News alert. We got our hands on Jeffrey Epstein's purported suicide note, and Fox News senior national correspondent Kevin Corke knows what's in it. Kevin, what can you tell us tonight?
Very interesting story developing. First of all, I just want to make sure that everybody understands, Laura, that this was actually not signed by Jeffrey Epstein. Now, this has just been released by the judge in a separate case. He actually had a cellmate who claims to have found this note allegedly written by Jeffrey Epstein. He says, "I found it. It was inside of a book. It was a piece of paper. It apparently had been ripped out of a yellow legal pad." Now, Epstein does some complaining in this particular note, but again, we're not certain that this is actually his handwriting. In fact, a family member has already come out and said that they don't believe this is the actual work of Jeffrey Epstein, this purported suicide note. At one point in the note, he allegedly said, "What am I going to do? Cry about it?" And he goes on to also say at one point, "Maybe I could call my own shot and determine how I leave this earth," or something.
Seems awfully convenient. I'm so angry about the whole Epstein thing. So frustrated about it. I almost never want to talk about it again. It was all we wanted to cover for so long. And the way it was all done and the way it was all rolled out and how utterly unsatisfying and how we didn't have gulags, right? And we didn't have our own Inquisition. It has always made me angry and it'll make me angry for a long time. I feel like there's a lot of people that escaped true justice here. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section. It's your boy Benny. See you.